Hello and welcome to Leonard Brothers Game. I'm David.
I'm John.
And we're playing a little classic compared to some of the other games we've been playing recently. This is called Sonic Jam. It's actually it's actually a collection of previous Sonic games, Sonic 1 through that were previous on the Genesis. This is running on the Saturn. So you see the menu here. They got Sonic 1, Sonic Knuckles, Sonic 3. And the cool thing about this version is something that they've actually taken almost 20 years to repeat in the past iterations of this game. This was the first version of the original Sonic the Hedgehog to include a spin dash option, because normally the original Sonic the Hedgehog didn't have it. And there were other versions of the game that did, like Sonic Genesis, for example, on the Game Boy Advance, that wasn't very good, because a lot of people, from what they can tell in the development, they took this version of the game and just took it straight to the Game Boy Advance.
Straight.
Like, no scaling, no optimization whatsoever.
Looks
so
terrible.
Sonic, took up half the screen, because they didn't change the pixel size to match the smaller screen size of the Game Boy Advance, and it ran slower than, just frame rate was just bogging down, because basically the Game Boy Advance is a portable Super Nintendo, and it couldn't handle blast processing. Ooh, yeah, I know, yeah. So they got an extra game, a special stage. You can go straight to the special stage or time attack in this version of the game.
Question.
Then your game what?
What flavor?
I don't know. It's let's say blueberry, because it's blue.
Blueberry, thank
Blueberry.
you. I was thinking the very same thing.
So SIC has 3 versions of the game: the normal, easy, and original. Easy actually removes a few of the levels. Normal
It
just
does what now?
removes a few of the levels. Normal is the same amount of levels, but less enemies, and you can play it as original. And also, with Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, a lot of people say it's supposed to be one game, because Sonic 3 was actually made at the same time as Sonic and Knuckles, but they were released apart because the whole game couldn't fit on one cartridge. They wanted to make it one big game. And so they decided to just split it up because they couldn't fit it all together. So Sonic 3 is its own thing. When you combine it with Sonic and Knuckles, you get the whole Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
It's these icons here are shaped like
The original cartridges. Yeah.
This looks like the way it is. You could
There's a flap up top that you can actually... So if I go into it, I can say no lock on, Sonic and Knuckles by itself. Or Sonic 1, if I plug that in, it lets me do all the special stages from Sonic 3. Sonic 2 puts Knuckles in Sonic 2 when he wasn't there in the first place.
That's crazy!
Yeah. But anyways, you've seen all those. And we'll probably go to those later because they're awesome. The thing about Sonic Jam that a lot of people haven't seen is Sonic World.
I haven't seen it. It's been in our collection for years. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes, you have. This is actually the second time Sonic's been in 3D. The first time was a little bonus feature in the add-on. If you remember, Nights into Dreams was one of the premier games on the Saturn. Christmas Nights was a free add-on they passed out on CDs from the official Saturn magazine, which had a similar kind of level as this, but just walking around as knights and like a similar model to Sonic. So basically, this is a early 3D prototype of how a Sonic game would work out, and it's got all kinds of memorabilia and behind-the-scenes stuff. And this is the music shop, which we won't listen to any of it because we may get the video pulled down because they listen to
pulled down, but
not claim it. It says original music from Sonic Jam, and it has all the music from Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles, all available, all the sound effects and everything. And the camera is kind of irritating, although it's always an early test of them. This is the character house. Interesting way of about the characters. So you can see Sonic. He's 16.
Yeah, I think he was 15.
15, different games. Obviously, he's a little older in this one. He moves fast. He doesn't like slow things. They have a bunch of concept art and early designs. It's pretty interesting. They give him a proper scale compared to everybody else. Tails, I think the last time I showed is 8. Yeah, he can fly with his tails. Okay. Weak point. Don't know what his weak point is. And it's got like some cool early anime design stuff of him. Knuckles, I think he's at 15. Yeah, dig holes, climb stuff, ability to glide.
Now, I thought he was supposed to be like older than Sonic because he's supposed to be a little more rough and cooler, right? Is that why
they aged him a little bit. Shadow's around the same, but in the later games, like his past Sonic Adventure, he's considered like 18. Maybe
What's that bird's name?
Flicky.
Okay, that's not what it looks like.
It's Flicky. It's an L and an I. Sorry, yeah. It's Flicky. Trust me.
Okay.
They're Flickies.
We're supposed to be a family-friendly...
They're look.
Okay.
This is the villain side.
Oh.
So that was the hero's side. This villain side, we'll call him Dr. Robotnik.
As it should be.
As it should be. It's unknown, IQ of 300, he never gives up. Machine Sonic. Although there is a new nickname they've given him since Sonic Colors. They call him Baldy McNosehair. And I'm like, you know what? I prefer that over Eggman. I will call him Baldy McNosehair before I call him Eggman.
Wow.
Yeah. Obviously, he doesn't call himself that, but, you know, it's... Yeah. So anyways, it also has, like, full designs for each of the badniks and enemies, and so like Monkey Doo, Rhino Bot, and you can see all the Japanese. It's really interesting stuff that they have not included in anything before this or since this. This is really, and of course, there's also other, like, mini-games in here, too. You can unlock these little boxes that give you secret codes throughout the game, so like you know if it's up C, right, down C, right C, left C, and it's A and start on the original Sonic the Hedgehog, you unlock the debug mode, and also tells you how to unlock the debug mode in other versions of the game and so on. So
now, okay, probably the earliest example of 3D graphics similar to this that people would probably be aware of would I would think be Mario
64.
Mario 64. When was this in relation to that?
This is around the same time, like 96. Yeah. Which is honestly rather unusual. This is the opening ending. It says the movie theater section, so you can see cutscenes and commercials. The way the commercials work on here is that they couldn't get the rights, or they had to pay like royalties to get the American commercials, but they didn't have to for the Japanese ones. So all the Japanese commercials for the games you know and love are in here, even some games you've never seen, like Sonic not Sonic Dash. Sonic Drift. That was it. The kart racing game on the Game Gear. The second one came out here. The first one didn't. And so this is the opening cutscene. If you've seen Sonic CD, and it's been since revamped and stuff like that for the HD release.
And it was made by the Japanese. That cutscene.
No, it was a cutscene made by Japanese. Yeah.
Okay.
This one's interesting. Sonic the Animation was actually a project that Warner Brothers was supposed to pick up for a Sonic TV series. So they had a lot of the Animaniac style design for Sonic and Dr. Robotnik and stuff like that in this. And it was just a like proof of concept thing that not a whole lot of people have seen.
Yeah.
It takes a while to load.
I do love me some Animaniacs.
Mm-hmm. And it's got this generic CG city that Sonic's running around in. And the basic plot of it, if you can't tell, is that Robotnik is, just having a normal day, drinking coffee. What is this? Sonic's the hero? I can't let Sonic be the hero.
He's not a man.
I don't know. It's just... I don't know.
He's a hedgehog.
Yeah.
He's not even a human.
We all love Sonic. Why do you love Sonic? I don't get to. It's just kind of silly.
You hate Sonic so much. Why is he have it?
He gets an idea from this doll to dress up as Sonic and give him a bad reputation. So Sonic's just like, yeah, I'm cool.
So he's trying. He's
gonna be showing
on some Grinch then.
Yeah, like I'm Sonic. I'm gonna make him look bad. And it's obviously early and they didn't really put a whole lot of work into it. So there's like no real dialogue or anything. In fact, it's just classical music playing in the background. Flight of the Valkyrie kind of thing, I guess. I don't know. Since we had it turned down so much, we don't get to pick it up. You'll hear it otherwise, but I forget which classical song it is. And everyone's like, I'm really mad at you. Like, well, what did I do? I don't know. And then it just ends like that. So, yeah.
So that just happened.
That's just weird, but a lot of people haven't seen it because the only place you can find it is on Sonic Jam. Or, I guess, on YouTube. Other people have made videos of this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, with that first part, though, with the opening ending, was that would have been, like true, like, anime, right? Because it was... Okay, has there been any other Sonic anime?
Yes, there was one that was released by ADV as an OVA, so original video animation, so it's like about... this, actually. This is the commercial for it. So, nice little segue into that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah. The English dub is by far the worst thing I've ever heard in an English dub for an anime.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they chose all the wrong voices. I will turn to the Japanese version any day because it is leagues better. I don't know who this Masami Kikuchi is. I don't care. They're better at it than the American version. Although I think it was one of ADV's earliest works, And as they said at the convention we recently went to, the director has an idea, the studio has an idea, and whether the actor agrees with it or not, they have to follow in line with that. And the reason he's Dr. Eggman is because he's always been Dr. Eggman in Japan, and I don't like that, but I don't care.
In America,
He's Dr. Robotnik.
yes.
But this is the Japanese commercial for that anime, so... There's also one on here, if I can remember where it is, I think it's the next one down, that was a concept for a theme park ride for Sonic. And unfortunately there's no speed or like proper like controls for, you know, where it shows how long the video is or whatever, you know. I mean, no,
So yeah, this could be 2 minutes, it could be 10 minutes. We have no idea.
No idea.
Oh, do you have an idea?
I can't remember. It's been so long.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, you get the idea. This is how it looked. It also had this. It wasn't a love interest with her though. He was just saving her. You know, it was a princess. It was another princess, but yeah. So they had like 2 volumes, and even though the American release was 1 set, so there's that. And I think whether there's another commercial right after. No, I think this may be the end. Pretty sure. Okay. So maybe go to like one commercial. The image one is unpublished. That's just a general CG like spin through his first-person perspective, so it kind of gets a little dizzying, you know. So, Sonic Drift, and as he says, sold only in Japan. So we'll just watch one of these commercials and then maybe go to the other section. It's a shame because, you know, for something like this to be so comprehensive compared to every other compilation or other group of things to celebrate the history of Sonic.
True, there have been a lot of other collections of the classic games.
Well, yeah, like the Sonic Genesis or Mega Collection or other games. None of them has been as, you know, comprehensive and thorough as this one, especially once you go to the history section outside of here.
I forgot, what was the one that included time travel?
Sonic CD.
Okay.
Was the past. You'd actually go into the past in order to break the machine that was causing all the badniks, and then you'd be able to go into the future and there wouldn't be any more badniks. So anyways, this is interesting. This is the Hit Hall of Fame. It goes everything from 88 or 87, some of the early, or 1990, whatever, when they were first debut. Sonic's first announced in 1990 concert tour for Dreams Come True, the Mega Pop group that did a lot of Sonic's songs. They actually took the ending theme to Sonic 2 and put lyrics to it, which was afterwards translated into English and then sung by English speakers. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it has the same tune as the ending theme to Sonic 2. So it also shows because the Genesis, the reason we have the Genesis and everyone else has the Mega Drive is because the Mega Drive was apparently copyrighted in America by somebody else. So Sega had to change the name to Genesis. Otherwise, it's been known as the Mega Drive, and so they got like whole.
But the band Genesis didn't have an issue with this, apparently.
Apparently not.
All right.
It's probably something along like game related. So it's the only new gene in 1993. Is spikes in its structure called the Sonic gene. Thanks, scientists, for naming things after our video game characters.
Scientists have a lot of fun naming stuff.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes.
Like cherry tour.
Like
cherry
there was some sort of a gene that they discovered that, like in fruit flies, it made them genderless. So no genitalia. RB gene.
Oh yeah. Sega Sonic, the arcade. A lot of people didn't know there was an arcade game for Sega Sonic.
There was an arcade game?
Yeah, it had.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it had a trackball, and you'd roll the trackball vigorously to get to different areas because you're just like running with great speed and so on. And then the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog series started. Then Sonic CD, Sonic and Tails. Yeah, Sonic Chaos was known as Sonic and Tails in other countries. All of these games have since been re-released on compilations. So the first video game character was Sonic the Hedgehog at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in '93. But you didn't know that?
I'm sure.
Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, you like that game.
Yeah. Well, I understand that reference, yes. So you're trying to drive out there?
No, I don't know. I mean, it's just trying to... It also even mentions Sonic Game World, which actually was on the Sega Pico. That was a educational system, which actually runs on the same... There it is. And Tales in the Music Maker, the only 2 Sega release Sonic-based games on their Pico, which is supposed to be for children. It's a combination storybook and graphics, so you have like the same power supply and video power as the Genesis, but you would also have this interactive storybook thing you could tap on with a stylus and get things to happen. It didn't really work very well.
Didn't you have a Pico?
I do have it right down here.
Okay, at your feet. Literally.
At my feet, literally at my feet, in the corner. Well, I mean, it's it's not really that useful. And Knuckles Chaotix, I miss that. I mean, I have the 32X back, but I kind of need to find that game at some point.
Right, because you sold the game as well.
Yeah, I did. I did. Sold the whole thing. Anyways, I guess if you want to like pause each section of this video to get more to see better. The one unfortunate thing, even though this is standard definition, they clearly designed it so you could read the text despite being lower quality. A lot of high definition games these days, they expect you to have HD, they have tiny little text, and if you're running on standard definition, which who is anymore, but if you are, you can't read any of that stuff.
Well, and speaking of definition, I noticed that with the Don't Starve videos, there's a lot of text it's hard to read.
Yeah, well, I'm recording it in standard def to save space.
Oh, true.
Yeah, this is Sonic the Fighters, otherwise known as Sonic Championship. It's also available on the Sonic Gems collection on the GameCube. PC version of Sonic CD, that's the way I mainly played it. Sonic 3D Blast. See, there are only 3 Sonic games on the Saturn. Sonic Jam, Sonic 3D Blast, and Sonic R. None of which were very well received.
Well, the Saturn for that matter.
For the Saturn. The last thing, and Sonic continues to spin, nothing will stop him until Sonic 06.
Oh.
Sonic 06. Anyways.
Which you've already done.
Yeah, we've already shown it. Until next time, happy gaming. We'll get a little more into this game, perhaps play some of the classics. But again, until next time, happy gaming.